if I'm an employee and I'm hearing everything you're saying and it's resonating, it's like, oh man, like what Evan is saying, I want that. I want to be in a high performance state. Assuming my company isn't going to invest in something to help make that happen, how logically as an employee can I go about making that happen? I'm sure I could say, well, I can go talk to Evan, but he's, super busy, and he's this big deal, and I probably aren't going to get any of his time. Now, I may be able to overcome that hurdle by paying you for your time and guidance, which I would be helpful, but maybe I'm not in the position to do that. So is the mentorship more passive or maybe more asynchronous, where rather than seeking out direct one-on-one time, I'm consuming your content, I'm reading your books, does that question make sense? Like, as in, like, how do I go out and find someone, and how do I make it happen, and what is a realistic expectation?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think, you can kind of, from the standpoint of coaching and mentorship and, professional engagements, um, if you if you can set aside, somewhere in the neighborhood of, and I don't know what stage everybody's in, but a lot of coaching that's very good is going to cost people um, $300 to $500 kind of per session that they do. They may want to meet weekly or bi-weekly for, I would say, 2 to 3 months. It's one of those things where it really helps to kind of elongate the timeline rather than going to the gym twice and hoping to be buff. It's going to probably be better to go to the gym consistently for 3 months and get a lot out of it. And it's kind of shocking how much personal growth can happen in those 3 months. Really, because like at the first couple of weeks, there will typically be something like huge that that you just weren't seeing a certain way. And then through repetition and practice, you can implement that in your life. And so when I went through some of that, the big epiphany for me was that um, even if you're really useful to somebody, even if you have the knowledge and the skills, if you create negative experiences for other people, then that's really unappealing. And they won't even care that you have the skills and the knowledge to help. So back when I was in the analytics world, um, I would often get frustrated and then create this really negative experience for people because I'd be like, oh, we're just doing this wrong. Like, just do it this way. And um, and people obviously would push back and kind of like, want to exclude me and exclude anybody like that from the situation. So for me, the big epiphany was like, oh, I need to form all of any usefulness that I have to another person for my knowledge or my skills has to kind of be loaded onto this train car of positive performance in order to make it through the tunnel of their brain without, you know, without the tunnel spitting it back out. And if it's just loaded on a train car of here, this is this is for you. The brain will just spit it out and you with it.
Yeah.
So I think duration. So if you think about that, just do the math on $300 to $500 per time for 6 to 12 times would be an ideal personal budget to set aside for something like that. Some coaches and mentors are going to be considerably more expensive with potentially much more transformative advice and connections and things like that would kind of make the ROI quote unquote work out. And then other people will be happy to kind of donate their time. Like I try a
Yeah.
few times a year to donate 10 or 20 hours of time to just meeting with whoever. And I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people write content. There are good books out there, stuff like that. So you just have to kind of figure out what you can do. But a willingness to put real dollars against this and real time against this is really a transformative experience and one of the things we